Okay, it says here, if -1 is less than or equal to a, which is less than or equal to 5, and it says 2, which is less than or equal to b, which is less than or equal to 9, which of the following includes all possible values of a plus b? We had a homework question like this, or a lecture question. We want to find all values of a plus b. So the thing is we know that a could be as great as 5, but it could be as small as 1, okay? So if we were to go a plus b, a could be 5, but it could also be -1, okay? And then b, so if we were to plus, b could be as big as 9, but it could be as small as 2. Now remember in that lecture question, I said that the 5 doesn't necessarily have to be paired with a 9. The 5 could also be paired with the lowest b, which is a 2, so let me write that combo. 5 and the 2, and the -1 could get paired with the 9. When you do all of this, this comes out to 14. -1 plus 2 is going to be regular 1. This is going to be 7, and this is going to be 8. What are the two most extreme numbers that you're going to find here? 1 is the lowest, 14 is the highest. So we know that when we add a plus b, it's going to be somewhere in between 1 and 14, and that is your answer. And we're going to do this again for the next question. So you'll see it repeated again in number 6. In number 6, it says -3 is less than or equal than to f, which is less than or equal to -1. And then it says -7 is less than or equal to g, which is less than or equal to 6. Now in this one, they don't want f plus g. They want to know f times g. That's why they say the product. Okay, so we know that f could be as small as -3, but it could be as big as -1. Okay, and this time it's not plus, it's going to be multiplied to g, which could be like this, as big as 6, but it could be as small as 7. Now, doesn't mean that the 6 could only get paired with the 3. The 6 could also get paired with the -1, so let's do that combo as well. And the -7 could get multiplied to the 3. Okay, so when we do this, you're going to have -18, +7, -6, and -21. So think about what are the highest and the lowest numbers. So the lowest number is obviously -21. Oh, so is this a +21? -3. It's +21. Thank you. So actually, 21 is going to be the highest number, and then 18 is going to be the lowest number. So f times g is going to be somewhere between -18 all the way to 21. And that answer is C in your answer choices. Last question here is number 20. You could do this two ways, and I tried them in both ways and they do work. This one is -223 over 4, which is less than -3 over 4 c minus 2, which is less than -half. Okay, so I already know here we're gonna have to, if they want to know what's the sum of all the integer solutions to the inequality above, we need to find out what c is. So there's going to be a dividing thing happening, and when you divide by a negative, you have to flip the signs. Okay, once we find out all the values of c, what they want you to do is add them up. That's why they say the sum. Okay, so probably the one that has fewer steps is the one that your book tells you to do, which is to multiply the entire equation by the reciprocal of this to get rid of it, the negative reciprocal. Negative to cancel out the negative, and the reciprocal to cancel out this and that. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything by -4 over 3. I'm going to multiply this by -4 over 3. And I'm going to multiply this by -4 over 3. And I'm going to multiply this by -4 over 3. Okay, so we see these two 4's cancel out, and the x's or the negatives cancel out. So that's going to end up being a 23 over a 3. Because we divided by a negative, you got to flip the signs. Okay, this whole thing is going to cancel out. The 4s are going to cancel out. The 3s are going to cancel out. And the negative are going to cancel out. So that's going to leave you with a C. And here, the negative and the negative are going to cancel out to make a positive. And the 2 times the 4 is an 8. And then the 3 is just on the bottom. And then over here, the negative and the negative are going to cancel out to be positives. And the 2 is going to go into the 4 2 times, or divided by 2. So it's going to be 2 over 3. Okay? So here, now it's fine because we have all the same common denominator. And what you're going to do is you want to get this out of there. So you're going to minus 8 over 3, minus 8 over 3, minus 8 over 3. When you do that, that cancels out. And what you end up having is 23 minus 18 is 15 over 3. C is by itself. 2 minus 8 is negative 6 over 3. And this reduces down to 5. And this reduces down to negative 2. Okay, so remember, C could be negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they want you to add this all up. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. And that is your answer.